Welcome everybody. Today we have April joining us, and I am so excited to share with each and every one of you her metabolic reset story. So April, I know a lot about you, but why don't you go ahead and tell those who are listening a little bit more about yourself?
My name is April, and I'm a registered nurse for the past 18 years. Now I no longer do patient care. I work in the billing and coding world, where I actually teach the physicians how to document for billing and coding purposes. And I also am an entrepreneur. I have a couple of small businesses that I run. I'm a certified natural healthcare consultant. So I also teach people how to live a more natural life and how God's pharmacy never fails.
Oh, I love that. And having that perspective too is so important because you have to take a holistic approach. And one of the things that I know you're passionate about and really is often not looked at enough is the natural cleaning products. Like the environmental chemicals that we're exposed to on a daily basis plays a huge impact. I know, I deal a lot about weight, but it's not just the weight, it's about the hormone imbalances and how it impacts your liver's ability to detox. And that's so important. Just looking at what chemicals are you using in your home and how can we replace them easily with natural care products.
Definitely. We've been able to eliminate all of that, through using Young Living. However, I was still needing more. I felt like I was at a point in my life where I was doing everything that I could possibly do and what I knew about and how to heal naturally, but it wasn't working. It just, my liver obviously was so congested, and I'm going to still blame it on the estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
I 25 pounds in eight months after starting birth control pills. Mm-hmm. Even though allopathic medicine doctor said absolutely not, there was no way it was the pills. And that's something that as medical professionals, the first thing we're taught, right, is listen to your patient. The patient knows themselves better than anyone. Mm-hmm. And he told me it was absolutely not the birth control, even though that was the only common denominator there. And yeah. So obviously I had gotten off of the pill, and still the 25 pounds were not moving. Mm-hmm. Tried diet, tried exercise, was literally at one point eating 1,200 calories a day while still doing very rigorous exercise. But obviously I was eating all the wrong stuff, and I needed you to teach me what I was doing wrong. And now I was fluffy. Like the term I like to use is fluff, because I kept saying I'm not myself. I'm not I'm not a naturally lean person, but I'm not full of this inflammation, as you've taught me is the correct term. And so just, I'm leaner. I feel better in my own skin. I think I am not at my goal weight because we are fudging on the losing phase. It's so hard to keep track with full-time and 3 businesses, but I feel so good. Like I feel like my old self again.
And that's what it's all about. And you, were you fairly healthy prior to the reset program? You said you were doing some things for your health.
I'm never a sick person. I don't have any medical problems. Mm-hmm. But I just knew that the body that I was in was not who I was. I had a lot of fatigue. Mm-hmm. Certain times of the day I was extremely fatigued. But as far as just feeling comfortable in my skin, in my clothes, the inflammation, that was the biggest turning point for me when, simple thing is no more almonds. I was living on almond butter and almond milk. Like I had no idea that I was sensitive to that.
Yeah. And it's often like healthy foods. That's why I don't want to track people's foods and their scale to create this mindset that I was good today or bad today. That's not the point at all. It's really to pick up, like you said, those foods that are inflammatory. And that's different for everybody. For some people, almond butter and almond milk works completely fine. But for others, like for me, it's like sweet potato. Like, why?
Random.
Yeah, and it can be random. So that's like, you have to make sure that you're having someone monitor you and picking up those trends and really being in tune with your body, and just having that opportunity to be very objective and take the emotional component out of it and say, okay, yeah, it kind of looks like almonds.
And I've discovered that I literally cannot have sugar. I mean, obviously we know sugar is terrible, but I know now from following the program that when I have sugar, guaranteed I will break out.
Mm-hmm.
Years and years of acne, years and years. No one's ever said, hey, it could be sugar. It could be your diet,
Yeah.
you know? So just, I mean, I guess some people can have sugar and not have acne. I cannot. I know if I eat sugar the next day, guaranteed I will have not just acne, just chin acne, just on my chin.
Yeah.
There's got to be some crazy correlation there, but it's always on my chin.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that you can't have anything sweet, right? Like we still do fruit, but it's just,
Yes.
it's that natural whole food sugar versus, the processed sugar. And even like the healthy sugars, the what's that syrup? Oh, agave, right? Agave, honey, maple syrup, they're all going to create the same hormone response in your body. And if you're the type of person that can't tolerate that, then we need to take it out. And often we beat ourselves up saying, I can't control the sugar addiction, when companies spend billions of dollars every single year ensuring that that sugary food gets you addicted. And then we feel bad about it. It's like we're blaming the wrong person. And it is a drug, and there's going to be that withdrawal period, right? Like the first couple of days coming off sugar is not always the nicest.
Sugar and dairy. I
Yeah.
crave cheese like crazy. I wanted cheese so bad. Remember, I was asking you if we could have frozen bananas for ice cream on the losing face, because I wanted something like creamy. So I was trying any kind of way to just get that texture, I think. So I wanted dairy.
Have you tried the nutritional yeast?
Yes, yes. So now I put that on broccoli.
Yeah.
I have not used cheese with it though. I know you can do a cheese sauce. I haven't gone that far. I don't cook, right? So.
Well, the man in your life, give him some cashews and nutritional yeast and see if we can sort of mimic the cheese component.
Right.
Yeah. And that comes down to the maintenance plan can look different for everybody. So if you're the type of person that you're like, I really want dairy back in my nutrition plan, you have to decide what's the trade-off. If you always get acne with dairy, and at least the most important part is you recognize that, and you probably don't have it the day before you have to have a nice photo taken. So we can work it in, and maybe it's dairy once a month or once a week, or it's, every time you have dairy, you take a digestive enzyme to help break it down. It can be flexible and fluid. That's what it has to be, something that you can maintain long-term. So the maintenance has to be customized to you.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an option.
And not being someone who really likes to cook, I don't really like to cook either. How did you find the meals?
Oh, he did fine.
I was literally waiting for that. I'm like, oh, he followed the plan. Great.
He did fine. He opened that book and cooked it up every day. No problem. He followed it too. I believe he lost 16 pounds following, and he still opens the book, and we still, follow it to, pretty well. I'll say 85% of our diet is from the maintenance phase. We do indulge. I mean, we do, but we both feel so good. And this is my biggest, I want to scream it from the mountains, because never in my life did I think that I would feel this way. I'm never hungry. Like I never, like my stomach's hurting and my sugar's low, and I feel that urge, like I have to eat right now, because remember in the beginning I told you I was so scared to start fasting because I would get hypoglycemic so quickly. By 7:30 in the morning, if I hadn't eaten, I was on the floor. And so my biggest thing is now it's 2 o'clock and I still haven't eaten, and I feel good. I'm not fatigued. I'm not sweaty. I'm not, feeling syncopal. I feel wonderful still. And I think that's the biggest thing I know in particular in New Orleans culture. We don't eat to live, we live to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of America in general. And now we have learned that it's so important to eat when you're hungry, not force feed yourself. And to, like for dinner time, there are many days for dinner time, I'm like, you know what? I think I just want a bowl of vegetables, and I'm fine, and even fine until the next day for lunch. We haven't tried the 24-hour fasting yet, but I think we could totally do it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
With
Even
no
like a
problem.
really busy day when you're active and doing things, you kind of look at the clock and you're like, oh, okay. And that's all comes down to, you have to be able to have the key nutrients to utilize your stored fat for fuel. If you're missing those key nutrients, then of course your blood sugar is going to be up and down. You're going to experience the symptoms of being hangry. But there's so many people, they're like, I don't know if I can skip meals. Like I really get low blood sugar. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, it's fine. You're fine. You'll be fine.
That was me. I was that person who thought, this lady's crazy. There's no way I can do it. There's no way. The first day of the losing phase after loading, I felt like I had the flu. Yeah. What a shocker. Yeah. I couldn't even drive Violet to school. I was, near passing out. And I mean, looking back, I'm like, that was a breeze. Like, it's a breeze now. We have no qualms about just not eating. Like, oh, we got to eat. It's 2 o'clock in the day, and I guess it's time to eat.
Time freedom and flexibility too.
Yeah, I was that person. I always had a granola bar in my purse. I always had snacks because I never know when my blood sugar would plummet. Now, just water, and I'm good.
Awesome. And what was your main motivation to get healthy or do something different? Did you have like a tipping point?
Yeah, when I was at the gym, and the owner of the gym was telling me calories in, calories out. And I'm like, well, I don't think I can go any lower in my calorie intake. And he was actually training us, and the weight wasn't budging. I just, it just stayed where it was. And I'm like, I know my body, and something's just not right. It's got to be the hormonal issue. I knew it was the birth control, but I didn't know how to detox myself from being on estrogen for probably half of my life. And honestly, I still think I have more detoxing to do. Mm-hmm. I do. Because 20 years, I would imagine it would take probably a couple years to get it all out of me. And so I know the amino detox is like my go-to. Mm-hmm. It really is. It's great. But I think that was my turning point, when nothing else was working. Nothing. And I have so many people that I know that are at that point too. And it's like, you've got to do it. You've got to just buckle down and get with Brianne and make it happen, because it's life changing for both of us, for me and Moses, really.
And it's just the 6 weeks. Like, if you can think of it as, if I can get somebody from, like, even if you say it's a month, you just have to just try and see if you like it for a month. You will feel so much better that often you're not willing to go back to the same lifestyle habits, because like, wow, like this is how I'm supposed to feel. I didn't even realize how crappy I was feeling.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I love that you make us eat whole foods. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of diet plans out there nowadays, a lot of them that focus on bars and shakes and, meal replacement, whatever. And now, I was a shaker. I drank shakes a lot. And now I would rather eat whole foods. It makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important to get a well-balanced meal. You can't get greens a whole lot from eating a protein shake.
Yeah.
So I just feel, yeah. So, I just appreciate the fact that I know my diet now consists of the rainbow. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's restrictive, meaning that it's whole foods, single ingredient foods. This is what your body is supposed to eat. This is what we traditionally have ate, foods that come from the ground or have a mother. And it's all about consuming the right amount of foods at the right time for the right reason. And how your body is utilizing those foods are really important too. It's really not about calories in, calories out. The success rate is 0.4 with that, but we're still shoving it down people's throats. And that's my mission, is to really change the paradigm that it has nothing to do with calories in, calories out. It's how your body utilizes those calories and the signals that those calories send to your body that's most important.
Yep. If your hormones are not correct, your weight is not going to go anywhere.
Mm. And we see it with diabetic patients who are using insulin, right? So as soon as you're using insulin, insulin's a fat storage hormone. If you're using a lot of it all the time over and over again, you're going to have that weight gain and the weight loss resistance. So it's about the hormone piece in terms of blood sugar. The estrogen piece is huge. Cortisol, our stress hormone's really big. So we have to really look at everything and a holistic view. And I really like that we have the opportunity to educate individuals on that too. Like, I mean, you're a nurse, you understand the hormones and the process and the different pathways in the biochemistry, but we really try hard to break it down for everybody to understand, what does estrogen do in my body? What is cortisol? What does it do? Why is it important? So it's more of like a learning course too, that you get to go through and learn about your body and what works for you.
Yeah, so important. Education is such a powerful thing. I mean, you don't have to be in the medical field to want to learn about your body or the biochemistry, like you said, of the body, just to get to know, like, why is my body doing this? Why am I hurting? Why am I in chronic pain?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have this belly fat that won't go away? So definitely. Do you hear that?
The roosters, I just love them.
Standing right by the door here.
I love that. Awesome. So what would you say to someone who's on the fence about whether or not this is a good time for them to get healthier or help their family get healthier?
So I don't even know who said this ever, but it's a little a little saying that's so important we should all live by. Either pay for it now or pay for it later. Mm-hmm. Pay for the program now and get yourself together, or pay for it later with medication and doctor visits and whatever else. And the body was made to heal itself, and unless you're giving it the proper tools for that to happen, it's not going to happen. So I would tell anyone, just go for it. just
try.
Yeah, I mean, you're worth it, right? We are worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everybody deserves to feel amazing. And if everybody had really good energy and mental stability and they were happy and enjoying life and confident, how much different would our world be?
Yes, for sure. It would be a wonderful place.
It still is wonderful, but we can optimize it a bit. And last question, words of wisdom for one of your colleagues on the Metabolic Reset program who needs some motivation right now. What would you say to them?
Oh boy. Words of wisdom for someone on the program. Stick with it. It's so worth it. And I will take my own advice when I say this: drink your water.
What helps you drink more water?
What helps me drink more water? I like to add lemon essential oil in my water. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. You know how I am. I need to take my own advice. I don't drink enough water.
I've been getting measuring out 3 to 4 liters as a visual saying like, this is sitting on my desk and it has to be done by the end of the day. And that's been helping, but I'm with you. I would prefer my coffee.
For sure.
But you have to drink water. I completely agree. So
I know.
straw, lemon, measure the jug out, all great things.
Yeah.
Foundational too. Yeah, you could create your own plateau by not drinking enough water, unfortunately.
Been there. Been there.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for today.
Thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it. I know you're going to inspire a lot of other individuals.
Oh, I
Healthy.
hope so.
It's a great time. Like, it's summer, you want to feel good, you want to be confident, you want to have that energy. That's why I do it. Anytime I'm really stressed, I go back to the reset program principles because I know that'll improve my resiliency. I'll be sharper, more zen, all of the good stuff.
We sleep better. You know, when your body is fueled good, you sleep better. It works better. So I
I'm a
think,
nicer
and
person.
say that again.
I'm a nicer person when I'm fueled optimally.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I will definitely get this posted right away. And thank you for everything that you've done.
All right. Talk to you soon. Keep in touch.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.